The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Welcome back as we begin part 3 of the D&D Starter Set with this adventure podcast. Mike gets us started, and he's joined by Kurt, JJ, Mickie, and Joe. Join our table and hear about our characters advancing to level 3. Enjoy the podcast.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. I'm Mike. I play Sir Walter Moss, and before we get really rolling, I'd like to thank everyone that's chosen to listen to us around the world. And I would still want to do it even if you all weren't listening, but I don't think Joe would let me. He'd probably go back to recording really nice covers of Seven Nation Army songs that he doesn't know are covers. But thanks, I really, really like doing this, and I really appreciate y'all listening. And we're going to keep on going as long as you keep listening. So what do you think, Kurt? Are you super pumped to be here today?
I am super pumped to be here, especially since when I got in the shed, there was a bleacher full of geek groupies behind me waiting to watch and cheer on my actions.
Cool.
But hey, everyone, thanks for listening. I'm playing Thorin Stormstriker, the Dwarf Hill Cleric, and we're going to have a great day today.
JJ reporting in. I play Ferris Dustbringer, the level 3 mage, and I am also very excited to be here today. I was up early and ready to go, and we're going.
Hey everyone, this is Mickie. I play Bree Greenbottle. I'm the group's halfling rogue and comic relief from time to time. Kirk, remember, geeks do the weird stuff.
And I guess that leaves me, Joe. I don't play any characters except for the non-player characters. Ha! I'm the Dungeon Master for this Dungeons & Dragons Starter Set. What we're going to do today, the first thing we're going to do is going to go around the table. We just went counterclockwise for anyone who cares, and it's really messed with my brain. So we're going to go back around clockwise, and we're going to start with Mickie. Mickey's going to tell us what Bree got moving from level 2 to 3, and we're going to take a minute or so for each character or each player to talk about what their character gained going to 3rd level. Go ahead, Mickie.
Perfect. All right, so moving Bree up to 3rd level, she now gets 2nd story work, which means she gets the ability to climb faster than normal. So climbing longer no longer costs her an extra movement. She can make running jumps, which is interesting as a halfling, and the distance that she covers increases by the number of feet equal to my dex modifier. So essentially it's 3 feet.
I wonder
Go ahead.
if
3 squares.
Because
Three
she's
squares.
so little, though, that just makes her have, like, normal hops.
It's like grasshopper, yeah.
It's like she's wearing, remember those Jordan pumps, air pumps?
Or the Nickelodeon moon shoes.
There you go. She also gets fast hands, which means she can take a bonus action to make a dexterity check. And the really awesome thing is with sneak attack, she now gets to roll 2d6 damage instead of her 1d6. So we've got a little
outrageous damage. She does ludicrous damage.
ludicrous speed.
This is so awesome.
Fast hands.
Yeah, jazz hands. You need that as a skill.
So she's becoming quite a little badass.
Go ahead, JJ. What does Ferris look like at level 3?
Ferris gains access to level 2 spells, and that's it. I also gained a staff from Glass Staff that is quite badass.
Oh, yeah.
The Staff of Defense.
Staff of Defense. How'd you do for hit points?
I actually rolled max again. I have rolled max twice. I am at 24 hit points.
Wow.
That's
That's good because you're the healer. So you
Exactly.
need to stay alive.
Stay alive.
I am the jack of all trades. I heal. I disarm traps. I do everything that everyone else should be doing.
And speaking of healers, let's talk to the cleric who doesn't heal.
But who has had some major kills in the last session, and we're just doing a little role play, a little role reversal here. So Thor gets access to 2nd level spells as well, which is actually really exciting for him. I'll be able to prepare 4 1st level spells or 2 2nd level spells, plus the ones that I always have prepared. And I gain, having always prepared, Lesser Restoration and Spiritual Weapon. Spiritual Weapon is cool. I basically get to create a spectral melee weapon of my choosing in the air and have it attack. and then as a bonus action, move it up to 20 feet and have it attack again, which is kind of cool. So I also get another hit die, of course, and then I rolled up to, including my Disciple of Life bonus and all that stuff, I ended up with 31 hit points max.
Very cool.
And wrapping it up with Sir Walter Moss, who, as a fighter, it's very interesting whenever he levels up, and he just gains a power called Improved Critical, which means that my critical hits are 19s and 20s.
Nice.
Wow. Have you rolled either 19 or 20 yet?
Yeah, I
can't
think so.
remember.
On things that I didn't really matter. I think
I
totally
listened
did.
at the door.
Yeah.
20. That was Kurt, actually, last time. Yes, Kurt.
But I did also bump up my hit points to 32, which is pretty good, and I think that means that I am the meat shield.
Right.
Yeah.
And Joe, just for people at home who are already mocking my stupidity, it is not Disciple of Life that gave me a bonus on my max hit points. It's my Dwarven Toughness. I get basically 1 extra each time I level up.
Okay, great. And I'll point out again, I think everything that you guys got to level 3, or everything that you learn as your character goes up, is on your character sheet, on these pre-generated character sheets, which again I think is a good thing for the Dungeons & Dragons starter set. Now let's get back into the adventure where we left off last time. Our party had defeated Glassstaff, and by defeated I mean decimated, destroyed, killed, mutilated, all that stuff.
He was a bad man.
Yeah,
He did a happy
overall
dance.
he was bad. So you finished him off, you got his treasures, and I think the next thing we need to do is head back to Phandalin and wrap up the quests that you had involving him. The keeper of the quest log, what does that mean to us here, Kurt?
That's an excellent question. I know one of the things that we could do to start would be go back to see Miss Halia, who
Halia Thornton, yep.
Halia Thornton offered us that if we eliminated Glassstaff and brought back any letters that he had in his possession, that she would offer us 100 gold pieces. So that is certainly a great place to start. And perhaps while we walk towards her, I'll see if there's anything else that we need to.
Let's get
Take
paid.
care.
All right. Well, let's for recap purposes. What did that letter state? The letter we found. I know it was the spider dude that
It was a
wrote
correspondence between her, between him and the spider,
Yeah,
saying
the black
that
spider.
if we showed up, she should or he should get us captured and take him up there as well. So he was going to be bad news if we hadn't murdered him immediately.
Good justification. I like
With
that.
prejudice.
Yeah, the letter did say to capture them if he could, kill them if he must, but don't allow them to upset our plans.
Oh, they have been upset.
Yeah, and so Halia had asked for the to eliminate Glassstaff as well as bring her any correspondence found in his quarters. So, do you bring her that letter?
Yes.
Okay. Then when you arrive at the Phandalin Miners Exchange where Halia hangs out, where she works, she does greet you. Welcome back.
Hello.
How'd it go?
What's up?
Well,
Oh, we
we
murdered him.
We took care of it.
We took care of the
He won't be
business.
bothering
I
you
have
anymore.
his staff.
We danced on his corpse.
All right. Did you find any correspondence there? You have the staff, so you have
Yes, we did
defeated
find a letter.
Glassstaff.
We did
We
find
did.
this letter between him and the black spider.
Okay, great. Thanks. I have the 100 gold piece reward for you. Here you are. Woohoo! Chink, chink, chink.
Mama needs new shoes. Wait
Mama
a minute.
needs new shoes.
So what?
They're 100 gold pieces.
Can you tell me anything? Can you tell us anything about the spider?
No, except that it appears that that's who Glassstaff or Iarno was working for.
Oh, gee, that's inconvenient.
Hopefully, our taking care of the red brands will help in your city development. And I guess we have a lot to do, so we'll leave you to it.
That's right. Thanks. That eliminating the red brand leader is definitely going to help out the town. Phandalin thanks you.
Remember who did it?
And we thank you for your monetary recompense.
You're welcome.
All right. So where are we going next?
So next, you probably want to talk to Sildar. Let him know what happened to Iarno.
Sildar.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was at the City Hall building?
He was at Town
basically?
Hall last time. He's
Yeah.
probably still there. Town Master's Hall. Why not?
All right, let's roll.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, he had asked us to find out what we could learn about his old wizard compatriot, Arno, who we now know is Glassstaff. He's also offered us a reward for driving out the leader at Cragmore Castle. But we don't know how to get to Cragmore Castle yet, so we probably need to work our way around town and see if we can figure that out.
All right, let's go.
So it turns out, yes, that Sildar is, well, we'll just put him at the Town Master's Hall. And he's very sad to learn that, well, Iarno was actually the leader of the Red Brands. That's a bad thing. However, the reward for eliminating the Red Brand threat is still, he offers you 200 gold pieces for helping out the town.
Yeah.
So it's still a big help to the town.
All right.
Sorry about your buddy, but
It sucks.
He had to go.
It would have been great to have captured him and brought him to Neverwinter to face justice, but I understand if he was an imminent threat that he must.
I see you haven't actually met Justice. Then right here it is. I'm holding up my fist. For
He
those
is
who don't know.
pointing at his fist.
Those the hammers.
So what we'll do next? I think that's all you had outstanding.
That's
Does
not
that
the
sound
hammer.
right, Kurt? All right.
It does.
What we're going to do next is let's just, for the sake of expedience, we're going to say you guys hole up in the town, in the tavern for a night, heal up, rest up. You'll have all of your spells, your hit points, ready to head off on the next part of the adventure, which is actually part 3 of the Dungeons and Dragons starter set. And this is a little bit more open than the previous ones. It really depends on the quests that you guys have had already. So we've got a couple of options out of the quests that you have. You have the Banshee Bargain, which is to talk to the Banshee. That was a quest from the Sister Gariel. You also had the Old Owl Trouble and the Orc Trouble quests that you received in town.
Well, I mean, that seems like a good order to go through, so let's go after that Banshee.
Let's hit the Banshee first.
Okay, so
Right, and just to remind everyone, we have a present from, is it Sister Gariel? Is that how we say her name? That we were supposed to bring to the Banshee Agatha? In the hopes... Is that not correct? In the hopes
That is correct. There was
finding
a-
out or locating a spell tome or a spell book that's important to her?
Right, it was a silver comb, I think is what it was.
Right.
And in order to get there, you have to travel about 10 days along the Tribor Trail. And during that time, you will avoid any wilderness encounters, fortunately, if you will. And you get up through, and I'll give you a little peek at the map here. Again, anyone who's listening and wants to follow along, it's page 5. But you guys are going from Phandalin here up to Coneyberry, and I'll describe a little bit more there. As you reach that area, I got to flip back to the right page here. So you reach up to where the town of Coneyberry is, and the town itself. Yeah. The town itself is abandoned and run down. It was who's from around the area? Did anyone determine?
None of us were. I
None
don't
of
think.
us are.
I mean, she.
I was just
Bree
hanging out with
been
the-
hanging out with the Red Brands, so she might know something.
Somebody roll me a history check.
A history check.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
I got this.
use a little bit of
Yeah.
the rules here,
Rolling.
and we'll use this to see if I can
Rawhide.
give you a little
7.
bit more information.
I have a 15.
All right.
I
So
wouldn't even tell you.
Ferris knows that years ago, the town of Coneyberry was sacked by barbarians, and that's what happened at this town. It lies in ruins now. And the Tribor Trail runs right through the abandoned town, and from the ruins, there's an old trail, the ruins of Coneyberry. There's an old trail that leads northwest into Neverwinter Woods.
I really
And
wish they
that
would have
is
tried
the-
to bring back Coneyberry, because that seems like much more delightful place.
Than Phandalin?
Yeah.
So
Welcome to Coneyberry Junction.
we know this trail leads up to where you are to find the Banshee.
Nice. Okay.
So as you follow the trail, and this is some narrative from the book here, The forest grows dark and still as the trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches. Not that moss. The moss that's on the trees.
I might drape the branches, too.
And the air is noticeably colder than it was in the ruined village. Rounding a bend in the trail, you see a screen made from the warped branches of trees, standing close together, woven into a dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low doorway leads inside.
But would you drape them with beaver pelts?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's from the previous one. There we go. You guys have approached the that area as described.
Do we see anything?
Only
Anything
what I've
or
read.
anyone? Is there anyone kind of...
No, nothing
Watching us?
outside of this dome-like shelter.
Okay.
Being the smallest
Are
of
there
our
any
group,
traps? Yeah.
can you see through the little door?
Can I like peek up and see if I can either see through the cracks or maybe peek through a window?
When you look at the shelter, you can see a home of sorts is sheltered within the dome of woven branches. It is sparsely furnished with chests, shelves, a table, and a reclined couch, all of it old and of elven craft.
Do I see anyone inside?
No.
All right. It looks kind of empty, group. It looks like this is a home. And the stuff in there looks of elven craft, so I don't know what's going on there.
Seems sort of unusual, though. Mm-hmm. So I guess be ready for anything.
Yes. On alert, people. You too, wizard.
I'm looking at my spell book.
And wizard.
That's alert enough.
Okay. So are you
we
going
going to knock
inside?
politely?
Is there an actual door, or is there
Yes.
just an opening?
There is a door.
Is it
A
locked?
low doorway leads inside, was the last sentence.
Is it locked? Do I need to pick it?
It is not locked.
I'll knock.
You'll knock?
Yeah.
knock.
Let's be polite and knock.
It's a banshee.
There
All
is
right.
no answer. There's no answer at the
See?
knock.
I'm going in.
Try the knob.
It opens.
I'm going in.
I'm going to call out.
Okay.
Does anyone reside here? We seek succor.
Sucker?
Sucker.
Whoa.
I hardly know it.
Okay.
Succor? Succor? Succor?
Bonsucor.
He seeks sucking.
He wants to
Succor. You don't know what succor is?
So
I don't think so.
Dictionary. Let's go to dictionary.
Shelter, food.
There we go. Okay.
Can't just say shelter.
Shelter.
No.
food.
That was polysyllabic. Duosyllabic at
Frickin'
least.
wizards.
Right. All right.
erudite.
After you've opened the door, Bria stepped inside. Anybody else may have as well.
I'll crawl in.
So shortly after you enter the home, the air grows cold and a powerful feeling of dread grips you.
Oh, great
A
ghosts.
cold, pale light flickers in the air, rapidly taking on the form of a female elf, her hair and robes waving in a spectral wind. She might have been beautiful once, but a hateful expression twists her features now. "Foolish mortals," she snarls. "What do you want here? Do you not know it is death to seek me out?"
No. See, we've got something for you. It's
We
not
have
like
a
that at
gift
all.
For you.
We have a gift for you. Come on.
Okay.
Calm down.
A gift? What is this gift, mortals?
Give me the comb. Give me the comb.
Here's the comb.
Here, look. See? It's just
beautiful silver
a beautiful silver comb for you.
She's the ghostly figure smiles with cold amusement. "Very well," she says. "I know you seek many things. Ask me one question, and I will give you an answer."
Well, I know that none.
"You may
wanted
speak
something,
amongst yourselves if you
but
like."
I think we should probably try to figure out Cragmaw Castle.
Cragmaw Castle?
'cause
No one else knows.
Yeah, they don't know anything about it, and we'll just be doing side quests all day long.
Awesomeness.
But what about the poor little nun?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Forget
we
the
gotta get
nun.
the spell book for
Forget
for
the
me.
nun.
Well, I think we can get the spell book later if
Yeah.
it's that important. So,
So-
kind lady, where
Your
is-
horribleness.
Your horribleness, huh?
Hopefully, you're not saying that out loud. We're trying to locate Gundren Rockseeker at Cragmaw Castle. Can you tell us how to get there, or where it is?
Please be as specific as possible.
As specific as possible.
Yes, and for the sake of the the MMO interpretation, your quest log. Now, if you select Cragmaw Castle is now a quest log. It's part of your quest log. It's real now instead
active.
of just active. I like that. Thanks. There's the word I was looking for. Succor to you. So, and when you select it, there's an arrow that points you directly to it. So she has given you the location of Cragmaw Castle.
Great.
Excellent.
And then
That's actually a big win for us.
She slowly fades back into a very light, pale mist and disappears.
Thank
Wait, you
you.
forgot to
Goodbye,
comb your hair.
Banshee.
Your Excellency, thank you.
What? I said, wait, you forgot to comb your hair.
Oh, she took the comb with her.
Yeah.
How do we feel about those elven helms? Or was it elven home? Is there anything worth thinking about stealing here, Rogue?
Dude,
I don't think there's any
we
helm.
just face down a banshee. You really want to try to loot her home
I just
now?
want to think about it.
You can think about it. I'm going to be outside.
Okay. Probably a good call.
I don't think we can carry a couch with us.
Especially a reclining couch.
It is
Although
reclined.
I
yes.
am very intrigued by the reclining couch.
It's interesting.
You guys
They
can
put it
talk
there.
amongst yourselves. I'm going outside.
If we turn it this way so that the legs are go around the hinge,
It won't fit through the door.
no,
Darn
won't fit.
thing.
Sorry. Oh well,
It turns out nothing in here fits through the door except you guys.
we gave it a good shot.
That simplifies things.
Yeah.
So,
So if
we probably don't want to report back to the nun.
the characters gain experience for successfully persuading Agatha to answer a question. If they do, divide 200 experience points equally among the characters. Kurt's got his spreadsheet
50.
going there for
I've
that.
got it. Would we perhaps want to tell the nun that we did our absolute best, but the banshee wanted none of us?
Well,
and see
I
if-
mean, it's a long way back to.
Yeah, let's just go straight
So
to
let's
Cragmaw.
let's
Straight to Cass.
pick another one. I mean,
yeah. Where is Cragmore relative to where we are now?
Where you are now is, and again, I'm going to refer to page 5 here in the book because it is the overland map. You guys just went to Agatha's lair here.
Okay.
Cragmaw Castle's actually that way. The other 2 quests are right here.
Oh,
So you guys are within a day or so of the Old Owl Well, but you are another 6-7 days back towards Cragmaw Castle.
I'd say whatever one is the most closest to us.
The closest to you now is by the information you've been given, is the Old Owl Well, which is that Old Owl Well trouble. I can't remember the exact name of that quest, Kurt, but you have it.
I
Old
think we
Owl
might
Well
as well
trouble.
swing around and get that.
All right, let's go do that.
And that one
That's helping
is
out a farmer, right?
And this is the quest. Just to recap, this is a quest you got from Darren Edermath when you went to talk to him.
Yeah,
And the
Darren
problem
has
is
his
that there
apples.
are several prospectors have reported being chased from the area of the Old Owl Well by undead.
right.
And
people, have
Darren
been,
wanted you to go check it out.
Okay.
people have been digging around in the ruins up there,
Stealing
and
stuff.
he had told us that there may be dangerous magic in the place that was the ruins, or somehow a tower or a watchtower for an old magical empire.
Yes.
So, but there, clear evidence of undead in the area.
So after a couple of days' travel in through the rugged hills south of the Tribor Trail, essentially you guys are going southeast from Agatha's lair to the Old Owl Well. After a couple of days through the hills and the little bit of forest you have to walk through, you find it's relatively easy to find because it is an old watchtower. They're pretty easy to find. And we have here the narrative text. As you crest a low ridge, you spy the crumbling ruins of an old watchtower standing amid the rugged hills. The place is so old that the walls are only mounds of rubble enclosing a courtyard of sorts, adjacent to the broken stump of an old tower. A colorful tent has been set up in the middle of the courtyard, but no one is in sight.
Oh.
And you guys all have a passive perception of, there's a number
13
here.
except for Mickie.
Everybody's 10 or higher, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So as you approach, you smell a very strong odor of decay
I smell dead
as
people.
you approach. Yes, I smell dead people. Some of them don't even know they smell.
I'm going to pull out my sword and get ready. Or not my sword. I have
Your
a
heirloom.
heirloom axe. and get ready just in case.
I know this heirloom axe has a name. What's the name?
Felicity?
Felicity?
Yep.
Felicity.
City.
It's canon now.
It is. Well, it was Felicity. Now it's canon. Ha!
I see what you did there.
And boy, that joke succored. And
Very
so
nice.
you guys approach, and it because it is a watchtower, and as described, it's really just a lot of crumbling rocks now with a courtyard essentially in the middle, and there's this colorful tent set up right in the middle. So you can approach from any direction. It's pretty much a big circle.
Now, is it like a small tent or like a circus tent?
It is a small, colorful tent. Let's see. Well, actually, it doesn't say small. It's a colorful tent. It looks like, I'd say maybe about a 10-foot tent. Not huge, not tiny.
So it's not Barnum and Bailey.
No.
So
You do not hear elephants.
Bree is going to kind of ready her little short bow, like notch a little arrow, and just kind of walk very carefully, making sure that she like pans or scans the area for any imminent threats.
And I want to go to the flap of the tent, and I motion for you to like aim at the entrance.
Ready.
And then I can whip open the entrance real quick.
So
and
you're
you can
going
shoot.
to approach the tent?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the first part. When you approach the tent, as you walk past the tower towards the tent in the middle, a group of zombies that are circling the area shamble out towards you.
Zombies?
Zombies.
I hate zombies.
A quick count of them reveals 12 zombies.
12 zombies. Fast zombies or slow zombies?
D&D zombies.
D&D
I think
zombies.
they are painfully slow would be the word for it. Let's do a quick initiative.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
I'm going to split them up into two groups because there are 12.
Oh.
So Mickie and I have made a pact. If a zombie outbreak ever happens, if they're shamblers,
It's happening right now.
we're going to attempt to survive. But if they're 28 days later zombies and they can sprint, we're just going to kill each other.
Hopefully a good call.
Could be.
Man, I would just turn into a zombie if they sprint, because I can't sprint.
Yeah.
Mike is saying that while holding a chocolate glazed donut. Outstanding. I can't sprint. All right, so what I've got, just write these down if you would. I've got Zombie Group 1 and Zombie Group 2. I'm just splitting them into two. I'm not going to do 12. The initiatives are 14 and 6.
Okay. Bree's going on a 13. Wizard, you're at 15.
Correct?
I'm at
Sir,
7.
Sir Walter Moss is at 7.
I'm at 4-1 for 3.
And 3 for Thor.
My lord, you guys with
4-1 for 3.
All right. And what does that mean for us?
So that means that top of the order is the Wizard, followed by Zombie Group 1.
And when you say the wizard, you mean Ferris.
Yeah, the Wizard. Because I don't like him.
Because she's racist.
Because
Well,
I'm
classist.
She actually called Glassstaff by his name, I think.
Well,
Or
he
evil
tried to kill
mage.
me, so, you know. There was a little bit of respect there.
Can you be sure that Ferris hasn't tried to kill you?
Not yet, which is why he's the Wizard.
All right, so Ferris, what is your plan here? You have 12 zombies. You have Bree and Sir Walter Moss were approaching the tent when this happened. We didn't necessarily establish where Ferris and Thor were, but you are somewhere in the area.
I would be like near them. I don't know if I'd be.
Yeah.
The stench may have been emanating from this tent, so I may not have gone up to it.
And now you realize
Now,
it is from the rotting
Do
corpses.
I see tactically any clumped enough zombies that I can make use of a cone?
No, they don't give me a size here, but what I'm going to say is the courtyard that you walked into, we're going to say is about 50 feet. All right, and they were spaced evenly all the way around, so they've all just come out and now are converging towards the tent, towards the center.
All right, so from that area, then, on the clock dial that the entrance to the tent was, I'm going to try to clear a hole back to where we came,
Okay,
just so we can retreat just a little bit if we want to.
okay, we got it.
And I will be using Ray of Frost.
Okay,
Good old Chusty.
Are they coming out of the tent? Or
No.
No, they're just around.
Does an 8 hit?
Yes, an 8 hits.
Oh, nice.
Are you... Whoa.
I'm serious. Zombies. Now, for anyone who hasn't kept up with this, zombies in this edition, in the newest edition of Dungeons and Dragons, they did this in the playtest too.
Yeah.
I think they're very cool, and I'll recap what they do as we go further.
For 2 damage. And its movement speed is slowed to 10 if it was greater than that.
That's a good point. Yes, their speed is 20.
So that one's movement speed is slowed to 10.
Okay.
So do you hit one zombie or do you hit a group of zombies?
He hits one.
Oh.
Because there were 12 of them and they're all like
In a circle
around
around
us, it wasn't an area effect spell wasn't going to help.
As the Ray of Frost goes off and the zombies are shambling forward, the flap of the tent opens and a stout red-robed figure with sallow skin, a shaved scalp, and a black tattoo on his forehead steps out, or sticks his head out and starts to step out of the tent and says, "What is the meaning of this? What's going on here?"
You're being attacked by zombies.
Who's next? Let's give a shot at who's next first.
Breeze.
No. This is
Oh,
not. The
I'm
group
sorry.
one is.
Group 2. Group 1. Wow.
Okay, they're shambling forward. They have a little more time before they reach you. They've halved the distance.
It halves the distance. Yeah. Okay, so now it's Bree's turn. What
So
are we doing?
We're going to say they started about 30 or so feet away from you. They can move 20, but one already got frosty. So they're going to move about half the distance towards you.
Oh, great. What are we doing here? You're getting attacked by zombies. That's what we're doing here. So she takes aim at the closest one to her, which I guess would be one over to her right.
So as you say that and you're readying your bow,
Yeah.
he puts up a hand and calls out some strange words, and the zombies stop. And he says, "What? You're interfering in my business. What are you talking about?"
Oh.
What business could you have with having a group of zombies?
What are you
that
doing with
can control?
zombies?
Do an Arcana check, Ferris.
Woohoo! Piece of candy. I got 16 on dice plus 5, 21.
All right. So the tattoos on him you recognize as the tattoos, they're necromantic symbol. So he is a necromancer
He's a
of some
necromancer.
type. So these are his zombies, most likely.
This is
But
true.
if it
but
wasn't obvious enough. that he
Necromancer
stopped.
doesn't always mean evil, though.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's right.
Except that he's controlling zombies.
If anything, the cleric should have the most negative attitude toward this, considering he's a cleric of life.
Who is, yes, thinking about turning undead as quickly as
And
possible.
in response to Sir Walter Moss, he says, "My business here is my own. I was here first, after all."
Let's not get tasty or testy, Mr.
Tasty.
Tasty.
Tasty brain.
We're here to follow up on some reports of attacks on some other individuals who have been trying to be up in here, up in this area.
All up in here.
All up in here.
Open
Are you
here.
going to lose your mind up in here? Sorry.
And Kurt's ready to bust out.
And the people in the bleachers say, "Hey!"
All right. So are you leaving then? Will you be on your way?
Well, no, we're here to figure out what was attacking these fine gentlemen.
Oh, there have been others that have interfered recently, yes, but we just chased them off.
By killing them?
Nobody has died.
Those zombies would speak otherwise.
So what have they been interfering with?
My business, of course.
Which exactly is what, Mr. Man?
Oh, I think perhaps if you want to know what I'm doing, you'd better start talking about what you're doing here.
We told you what we're doing here. We came to investigate.
Well, that's none of your business then, is it?
Well, that's the whole point of being here, is to figure out what the business is.
Well,
Come on.
That works every time.
It does. No, it doesn't.
How's your persuasion modifier?
perhaps if you want to strike a bargain, maybe we could bargain. If what I have is so important to you, perhaps if you were to remove the orcs over at Wyvern Tor, I could share some of the information I've found.
All right, so as a sign of good faith, why don't you share a little bit of information first?
No. He
Come
he
on.
doesn't
How do I
really
know
have
if
a
it's-
quest thing above his head.
How do I know if
It doesn't,
it's
sorry.
worth my time if I want to take out these orcs? If
They're orcs.
Yeah, I know. Fuck the orcs, but still.
Yeah, they are orcs.
Is there a sense motive check in this edition?
It is a perception, I believe, is the right thing to look at. Let me. There was a check for this at somebody else. Insight. It is insight. It's based on wisdom.
Insight.
If you do not have insight itself, it's a wisdom check.
I would like to see if he's being truthful, like in that.
Sure. Yep.
Let's say 15 insight.
Okay. As far as you can tell, he's just greedy. He wants what's his and doesn't want to share it. He's being truthful.
Okay.
It's like he's claiming squatters' rights on this spot.
Okay.
And
Fair enough.
you have no specific reason to doubt him, but of course you can.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, he's claimed this area and he's protecting it against all others. I mean, this other prospectors have been coming up here, right?
Yes.
Looking for artifacts or
Something.
other stuff, and
Yeah.
he's chasing them away. He's defending his claim.
He is.
Granted, it's with necromantic energies, but that's not necessarily evil.
It takes all kinds.
What do you think, Cleric?
Naturally, I am both scared and reviled by the presence of the zombies and anyone who is dealing with the undead. But I am also personally inclined to deal with the orc trouble since we've been told that we'd be rewarded for doing that back in town. Of course, my concern would be that by doing that, we may be strengthening him, which I would not want to do.
We can always come back and take them out.
And I would not have the slightest problem with that.
Just saying.
Anyone opposed to going after some orcs?
Let's go kill some
No.
orcs.
Let's hunt some orc.
Kill some orcs.
But if we show up there and they're like, "Oh, we're nice orcs. We just want you to go over there and take care of the necromancer," we're not going to play that back and forth game.
So, what is
how
the
much you gonna
lesser of
pay
the
me?
two evils?
That's a pretty good question right there.
A very good question.
So the orcs, Wyvern Tor itself is about 2 days through the hills to the
Holy
south of where
crap.
you are.
We're going to have to spend a lot of time traveling. This is a big adventure.
It is.
Oh,
But
man.
we're going to get there like that if you're headed there.
All right, let's roll.
I am a little disappointed, though, that I don't get to make my cranberries joke that I was going to make. But
You still can.
I'll make it if we go back.
Zombie.
But there's 12 of them, so you have to
It's
say
the
it.
only thing in my head.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
So let's then take a travel over to Wyvern Tor and take a look at the orcs.
Yep.
Let's go kill some orcs.
So let's do another history check. See if I can give you a little bit more information
Nice.
about this.
Hey, one.
Did anybody,
Sir Walter Moss didn't study very hard.
anybody
at school.
exceed a 15?
I did.
All right. So Bree knows that once upon a time, the crag that you're approaching is a prominent landmark in the rugged hills of the Sword Mountain. But once upon a time, it was actually home to a large and dangerous nest of wyverns. But a band of bold adventurers dealt with them years ago. And although the wyverns never returned, other creatures lair here from time to time. And apparently the current squatters of this area are orcs. And that's who you've been sent to eliminate.
All right,
For
guys.
the people at home,
At least
wyverns.
Wyverns are kind of dragonish kind of things. I actually have not seen in this
they're more
version of
feathery.
D&D if they have arms or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But they are flying serpent type of things.
Heads up, guys. We're
But
entering
they're
orc
gone.
country.
Wyverns are bats, lions, and scorpions put together.
That's
They're like
a
the
manticore,
hippogriff.
isn't it?
I think it's a wyvern.
It sounds correct to me.
Either way, they're not there, and there will be orcs.
There will be orcs.
As long as this isn't like the ancestral home of these orcs and they're going to try to play that card, I'm fine with moving in on these orcs.
There you go.
Let's take them out.
As we're approaching the area, who is leading the way?
The
Because
rogue.
whoever's leading the way is going to be the one finding this. There will only be one person rolling.
You want the rogue in front, or do
And
you want
it
the
is
fighter
a
in the front?
perception or survival check, both based on wisdom.
You don't want. You don't want
I mean,
the rogue.
Well, how would we actually do this if we were? What would our party?
So you guys are
dynamic
kind of
be?
going through the hills, a couple of jagged crags, mountain type things. Not too big, but there's one prominent one among the many, and that's the one you're looking for.
If we
so
were
who
traveling,
would
Sir
be-
Walter or Thor would probably be in front, right?
I would think so, and especially if we knew that we were entering orc country, that would definitely be the
want the
case.
fighter up front.
Are you feeling aggressive today, Sir Walter Moss, or would you be hanging back?
No, I mean I don't have a problem going first. I know you have a shield, but you don't always use that shield.
The most likely order would probably be Moss, Bree, Ferris, and then
So
I
is
agree.
your
Thor
so
bringing it
Walter
through.
Moss, is your perception or survival higher? I don't think anyone had survival. I think we determined before it was the
my
fighter we were not using.
perception is higher, actually.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
I have a +3 to survival.
Please don't be bad.
So once you're in the
Especially with your
general
wisdom
area,
check.
essentially once an hour, you make this check to find it.
Nice.
21.
So as soon as you get into the area, you spot it right away.
Nice.
And you find the camp, the orc camp. And this is the narrative that goes along with finding it. The faint smell of smoke hangs on the air as you ascend a rugged ridge on the lower slopes of the hill. 50 yards away, a cave mouth opens up at the bottom of a ravine. Hunkered down by a boulder 20 yards outside the cave, keeping watch, is a single orc.
Just one.
So it is 50 yards away, and he is 20 yards outside the cave, so he's 30 yards from you, which is 90 feet. There's the range. It's
Can
90 feet away from you.
Can Bree take him out with one shot in a quiet way?
this is a good question.
One shot.
One shot.
orc.
She
shot,
does
one
get to
kill.
roll twice because she has advantage.
I can shoot up to 80 feet.
So you would want to quietly
short bow.
approach.
Yes, she's going to
have a
quietly
crossbow.
approach.
And what is your range?
80.
80 feet
So you
with
just have to
my
get a little bit
short
closer.
bow. All right, guys. I'm going to take them out.
So let's be sneaky to get up there first.
So roll a stealth check.
Yeah.
So roll stealth check first. Nice.
That's really good.
Yes.
That's like 21.
I have to give him a
22.
chance to spot you. Give me a moment here. I got to get
22,
to the
22.
monster.
That's what I said.
I'm looking up orc on page 61, and I'm going to give him a wisdom check 6. He is not going to spot you.
All right, so she's in position. She's going to take aim at the orc. Nice.
Roll the other one just to see if you get a 20.
Yes, 20 is even better. So that's
Nope,
an
okay.
18
Close,
and a
though.
5. So we'll take
18
the
and 5.
18.
So 18 plus 5 is what? 23?
Yep,
Woohoo!
that hits. Definitely hit.
So 1 die 6.
Plus 2 dice 6.
Why? I don't have sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Why not?
You are definitely sneaking.
You have sneak attack. They don't, he is not aware you
Yeah.
are there.
So
Yep,
I
you
get
have
to
sneak
roll.
attack.
So I get to roll 3 die 6.
That's nice.
2 get
Nice.
us.
That looks pretty good.
All right,
15.
so I can tell you have 2 6s and a 3. That's 15 on the dice.
Plus
the
3.
orc has 15 hit points.
She takes him out.
One shot, one kill. That's awesome.
So
An 80
Thank
foot
you.
shot
Thank
comes
you.
through and
Thank you very
drills
much.
it right in the
very,
throat.
very nice.
Thank you very much.
Then
I'll be here all week.
So you take him. Where did you want to hit him? Like in the eye, in the neck, or what?
No, she's always going for the kill shot. It's an
Yeah, but-
orc, so she's probably going to try to get him like either in the eye or the neck.
Okay, so
Not the
you
knee.
hit
Not the neck.
him. You hit him hard enough that it goes in his eye socket and comes out his neck. How about that?
It's like the magic bullet.
It's the magic.
It
the
comes
magic
on
arrow.
back and you just catch it in your hand, put it back in.
That's funny. So he's down. There is no other sentry outside of the cave.
Clear.
So it's a cave opening on the side of the crag.
All right, so I guess
Yeah, so
let's
it's- no.
try to all be sneaky going up to it.
Okay.
We can keep our surprise.
I guarantee nothing, but that is a good plan.
All right. So let's everybody do that. Everybody roll a stealth check. Give me a number that you're approaching with so I can get an idea.
Just so you know, I have disadvantage on stealth checks because I'm wearing my chainmail armor.
All right, keep it down back there, Thor.
Not ideal.
What do we got?
8.
8.
Disadvantage and a -1 on stealth.
Can I help you?
Outstanding.
Oh gosh.
I have
a 17.
Okay.
9.
So if we take
Breeze at
the
22.
the stealthiest up towards the front, which is what you would probably do anyway, you reach the cave opening and you see inside, we'll say Bree, but everybody, of course, inside the cave, it just opens up into a large room, and inside there you see a big orc, 6 regular orcs, and an ogre
Ooh,
inside there.
Oh man.
they're going to love us.
Yeah, that's who is inside.
So, who's got the ogre?
I'll take him.
So what's your guys' plan? You are currently undetected at the entrance to the cave, and Bree has told you what's inside.
I don't know. Do we
I
want to
think-
just stay out here and just fire in?
Sure.
Like, is there a lot of cover that they can find in there?
There's a big
Bree?
boulder.
There are things inside, stalagmites and rocks and stuff inside. And they've set up camp inside, so they have like wooden stools, some tree trunk kind
Do
of
you
things.
have
to
a
sit
nice?
on.
Do you have an AOE that you could use?
I
I'd like
do.
to cast a spell. I'd like to cast Aid, a
Aid.
2nd level spell,
Ooh, on the ogre?
on up to 3 targets within
Oh,
30
so
feet
the
of myself.
ogre, the big orc, and another orc.
Not quite.
Oh, come on.
On Bree, Ferris, and myself, who will now for up to 8 hours, or for 8 hours.
Well, Sir Walter
That's all
Moss
right.
hasn't needed any help
didn't
to
want
hit
it anyway.
anything.
No, the idea is I have a lot of healing spells prepared, so I want to
Okay.
make sure I stay alive to heal if necessary.
Outstanding.
But Aid provides up to 3 targets within 30 feet, an instant increase, and a max hit point increase of 5 for the duration of the spell.
Sounds good to me.
So the 3 of us
Should
get a
we write
5
those
bump for
down?
8 hours. I didn't do the
no.
illustrious Sir Walter Moss because I know he can handle himself.
No,
And
No,
I will heal him. I'll heal him
It's
if he goes down.
if you're not too busy killing things.
So I think we should lead this thing off with Bree doing a long-range sneak attack to the ogre. Take out the
Are you
biggest
gonna
threat first.
do your AOE?
Yeah, we'll do it.
But you
do
want
it.
me to hit the ogre first?
Yeah, do it. We're going to all do it at the same time.
Before we do that, let's go ahead and roll initiative so we know
So
where
we
it's
know
going to pick up
fair enough.
after that. And I'm going to have
20 on the die.
I'm going to have 3 initiatives. I'm going to have the big orc, the ogre, and 6 orcs. So it's going to be 3 separate ones.
So big orc.
Yeah, the big orc is going to have 16, 1/6. The ogre he has a crappy dex, 11. And then the 6 orcs, they're going to have 18. And I'll have them all acting at the same time. The 6 orcs. Depending on what happens, they may end up split up. We'll see how it goes.
All right, Thor's got a 20 on the die, so he's
20,
first.
20 minus
go
1
first.
for 19.
19.
No, it's a 20.
Although it's
always a 20.
Is it always 20?
Crit, so he's first.
Nice.
So it's 20. Ferris.
I'm on a 14.
Wizard 14. Mr. Sir Moss.
I have an 8.
8. And Bree goes on an 11. So Thor is first. Then 6 orcs.
Well, we can actually.
but actually, we get a
You're
round
going
first.
to do your surprise round first. So take Bree as first, and then anyone else can act as part of the surprise round, however you choose. We don't have to go in the initiative
can do it
order, but
twice.
now we know how it will pick up after.
Oh, man. I'm going to murder that
Nice.
orc. Or
So
ogre.
that's a 19 on the die.
19 on the die plus that.
Sir Walter Moss wishes he'd had that.
Yeah.
Or who doesn't, though, really?
Yeah.
She didn't do as much damage this time.
What?
Well, still a bunch
That's
of
what,
damage.
12, 15.
15.
the ogre.
We're just
Against the
going to-
ogre.
Against the ogre. Okay, so got it. Well, that'd be okay. So you hit him,
Hell yeah, I hit him.
and he cries out stupidly.
He cries to his mama.
Oh, mama! That's how the ogre's going to talk. How's that? I hit my mama.
That's right. Better cry.
So we're on surprise round. We can act
Yep,
as we
so
desire.
You guys, you take a round. I think it's an action for a surprise round. That might be a good thing to look up if somebody doesn't know it offhand. On a surprise round, is it one action or do you get your entire turn? That would be my question. So what does Thor want to do while JJ's looking that up?
I think Thor just wants to use his cantrip, Sacred Flame. He's tempted to do more damage, but I think he is this turn going to use Sacred Flame for 1d8 radiant damage with no cover benefit.
And we're going to say you're at the cave entrance. All of them are within 50 feet of you, just to give you a range for anyone who cares.
Within 50, right.
Some of them are closer, but the farthest is 50 feet, and the others are maybe as close as about 20 feet to the cave entrance.
Right, so this has a range of 60 feet, so I'd like to target the ogre who has a chance to make a dex savings throw against 1d8 damage.
All right, so if you are surprised, we're still in the round. We are not in a surprise round. We are actually in the first round.
Okay.
If you're surprised, you get no actions.
Okay, so they don't get an action.
They don't. Basically, we're skipping their initiative and we're taking ours.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so I
what you
probably
do?
acted out of order, but
No,
can I
you're
take-
fine.
It doesn't matter.
That's fine.
All right, so
We're
I
going to do you four first.
I rolled a 1d8 and rolled an 8 for 8
Okay.
radiant damage.
And what was his DC for the saving throw? I'm sure he missed it because he got a 9.
Oh, he needs to beat a 13.
Yeah, so he missed it. And you did how much?
8.
8 damage.
And that's a +1 to hit. In Sacred Flame.
Not to hit. It's
No.
a dex saving throw for the
No,
bad
I was
guy.
trying to remember if there's a bonus thing to it or not.
No. It's in Lexi saves.
Okay.
Bolt or whatever
Ferris
it is.
and Sir Moss, who's going to
Go ahead.
make an action here?
Are they within 15 feet of each other? Can I try to maximize a 15-foot cone?
Let's say roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
And that's how many you'll be able to get in a cone.
4.
All right. I'll let you hit 4 of them. And I'm just going to put them as the regular orcs.
All right. So
The others aren't clumped. The regular orcs maybe are sitting around a little campfire over
campfire.
here, and that was that wafting smoke that Sir Walter
So I
latched onto.
snuck up as best I could, got close, and then I run up and burning hands.
Burning hell.
Burning hands.
Burnanate them.
And they'll be like, the fire got really hot.
All right. As a 15-foot cone, 3 dice 6 on a failed
orcs,
dexterity
right?
saving throw, DC 13.
All right. Orcs, what's the saving throw?
DC 13 dexterity.
Dexterity. Well, let's see how bad the first one is. Yeah, I'll roll them separately. The first one saved. The second one saves. The third one does not. And the fourth one does. So I had rolls 13 or above for 3 of them, but not for the fourth.
All right. So the ones that do save take half as much.
Okay.
The one who didn't takes full. So 10 damage.
All right.
Nice and conveniently even.
I'm just going to pick the first 4 out of the 6 orcs to take that damage.
Random happen.
Got it. That means you just did what? 25 points of damage.
Yep.
Pretty good. Even on successful saves. And then the Thermoth.
After they all drop their bombs in there, I will run in there and try to hack the nearest one to the entrance.
Okay. Do you want a specific target, or you just want the? So what I'm going
I
to
assume
say,
it's one of the regulars.
yeah. So you would have to pass the 6 orcs that he just flamed in order to get to Gog, or the I said Gog is the ogre. They gave him a name, and then the big orc. They are behind the group of 6.
Well, I think I'm not going to try to push past the group of 6, so I would just take out one of those guys.
Okay, so they have little bits of flame and char marks and such.
Hopefully they'd be a little bit distracted, and
I drew aggro.
I have
doing it.
an 18.
18's going to hit.
And if I can find the correct dice, it is ghetto crit
All right.
of 12 plus 3, 15 slashing damage.
And number 1 orc has been severed from his life.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. You've removed it from him.
So Gog is dead?
No, orc.
No,
That's
one
the
of the
number
orcs.
one orc.
And just because it was so fun, I'm going to use Action Surge and do it again.
I wonder, does a fighter on the pre-gen, does he get cleave? It seemed like it would be neat to have cleave
Yeah.
if you're starting with a big axe anyway.
Yeah, I love Cleave, but it doesn't look like it's on the pre-gen
That would have
sheet.
been a perfect opportunity for a
It
cleave.
really just cleave
Yes.
through all 6 of them. That would
All
have
right,
been
so
nice.
go ahead with your
All right,
action
second one.
surge.
Not as good. 9 on that one. So
I want to
9's
use my one of my awesome points to give you a reroll.
Do you have an inspiration?
Inspiration.
Yeah, okay.
All right, reroll.
Go for it.
Make
Don't
yourself
roll another
awesome.
Don't
4.
roll
Don't roll
low.
a 4. Don't roll a 4. Don't. A 1. Outstanding.
That's what happened to me when
That makes the second inspiration roll from someone else that I have failed on.
Just reduced
No more
to
inspiration
nothing.
for you.
All right, so Sir Walter Moss is able to completely decimate one orc and can't seem to find the one next to
So
him.
Sergeant Walter Ross like decimates one, swings on the other. I go, you can do better, and you're like, what?
And he calls out to his mommy. All right, so that's going to finish up the surprise round.
right.
And we
Top of the
have
order.
then
Top of the round.
All right, so first up is Thor.
Thor.
Oh,
Thor. He's not expecting that.
I was
so
not.
I'll set the stage for you again. We have now 5 orcs near a little bit of a pit fire towards the cave entrance where Sir Walter Moss is, and just beyond them, a few feet, is an ogre which has been hit twice, once by yourself, as well as a bigger orc.
Who seems angriest?
Right now, the bigger orc seems the angriest.
Is the ogre just hanging out?
The ogre has gotten shot and gotten flamed, sacred flamed, as it were, and he's just looking very angry, and he was like, "Hey, mommy!"
That's right.
Right?
Wait till I get my hands on you.
Yeah, I got. And just further setting the scene, the orcs all carry a great axe. They have javelins laying on the ground next to them. The ogre has a great club, a very large club, and there are javelins around the ground that any of them could pick up and throw at you guys.
All right. I think I'm going to cast my first level spell, Guiding Bolt, which is a ranged spell attack. On a hit, target takes 4d6 radiant damage.
Ooh.
Against the big orc, not the ogre.
Okay.
8 plus 5, 13.
8 plus 5, 13. Against an armor class of 13 is going to hit.
Oh, like a dog, like a dog. All right, so 4d6. And I borrow the illustrious Ferris dice. 4, 5, 8, 9, and 5 is 14 total radiant damage.
14 radiant damage. Okay.
My dice perform admirably.
That was very
Better
nice.
than mine.
They provide 13 of that damage.
13 of the 14 from his 3 dice.
Your dice is on timeout.
All right, so who's
Bad
up?
die.
Who's up after Thor?
That would be the 5 orcs.
Just to be clear, Thor has softened up the ogre and the big dude for you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like he is wants to do.
That's what he does. Now, the good part is he still has all his spells, so he can heal the ogre if he needs to.
That's true.
Right. All right, so we're going to start. We're going to take those 5 orcs, and right now they are all where Sir Walter Moss is.
Oh no, Sir Walter Moss.
So we're
Get
going
it?
we're going to start with the first one. They're just going to take their great axes and start hacking towards you. The first one is 8 plus 3 is 13, or
Miss.
plus 5 is 13.
Miss.
That misses.
He dodges.
Second, 15 plus 5 is 20.
Oh, that one hits.
That one hits. They get a D12 plus 3, so
Jeez.
11 slashing damage. You know what it's like to hit someone with a great axe.
Ow.
The third one, now that there are 2 there already, the third one will get advantage on his attack. That's good, because the first roll's a 2, the second is a 9. They'll both miss because he gets a plus 5. And then the last one will also get advantage. 12 plus 5 is 17. Is that
That
hit?
barely hits, yes.
Okay, then, well, let's see. No, the second one's not a 20. So 2 plus 3 is 5 more damage
Okay.
for Sir Walter Moss, and who's up after the orc? So Sir Walter
big
Moss
orc.
has now been surrounded by 5 orcs.
The big orc.
A big orc. And one of the other orcs shouts over his shoulder towards the big orc, and he says, Brugor, protect us!
And I shout back
He
to
has
you
a
guys,
name, so
I got
I'm gonna
this!
use I got this. He's going to grab his great axe and charge forward past them towards the cave entrance, and he's going to reach the cave entrance where you three are. And as an orc, as a bonus action, they have a thing called aggressive, and as a bonus action, he can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature that it can see. So it actually gets to move twice and still attack.
Okay.
So he's going to reach the cave entrance.
Be aggressive.
And I'm going to pick the person who's bragging the most about doing the damage. And we'll let him attack.
Mothma protect me.
For someone
We'll have
who's
him
not very
attack.
confident,
So-
he really likes to do that damage.
Brugor is going to attack Thor with the great axe of 20.
Oh, I think that'll do it.
So that
And Thor
is
is half the man he
15
is.
damage.
15 damage.
No, hold on. It's not. It's not maximum damage. It's you roll it twice.
Yeah, you roll d12 twice.
So it is 11 plus 9 is 20 plus 3. 23 damage.
It's a good thing I'm starting at 36.
So he just charged forward and ripped the great axe right at you.
Oh, that didn't feel so good.
All right. Wizard's next. Are you all right, Mr.
Oh, I got some heartburn.
Right in the heart. All right, so next
was the-
in the
that was the
order
big
is
orc, right?
Ferris. That was the big orc, Brugor.
That was a big orc.
Brugor.
Varys.
Brugor.
Wizard.
And as he was charging forward and putting his axe into you, he shouts back to the ogre and he says, "Gog, get out here and eliminate him."
Oh, shit. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. I am
Ferris.
going to appear beside my illustrious friend here, who's been surrounded.
Is there any
And
space?
I'm gonna shock and boom,
Oh yeah,
shock and awe.
what you got? What is it?
So I'm going to teleport, Misty Step, and then Thunderwave.
Thunderwave. Are you able to avoid hitting your ally?
I am. I
Because
can
of that.
sculpt my spells
There
and
you go.
avoid people.
Thunderwave.
So they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, orcs have good constitution. What is their DC?
13.
13. There's 5 of them there. 10 plus 3 is 13. 16 plus 3 is 19. 14 plus 3 is 17. 6 plus 3. So what's that? The fourth one will miss. And the fifth one gets it. So only the fourth one does not save.
All right. Well, the
others
fourth
all
one gets
succeed.
shoved back 10 feet,
Okay, so he's shoved back. I'll let him get shoved right back into the ogre.
and then I just ruled it. Okay, around it. Now the other ones take half this much. The one
Okay.
takes full.
And we're going to have, that's number 5 that got pushed back.
So 6 damage.
6 damage.
That spell sounds awesome, but it doesn't really.
It does great. It's just Constitution.
So it's reliable. Never mind.
Yeah, if it was, let's see, if they had to make a wisdom, intelligence, or charisma check, orcs aren't so great there. But they're pretty good at strength and constitution, and their dex doesn't suck either.
But I
who
mean,
else?
even with that, I just did 15, 21 damage.
That's very nice. Yeah.
May I ask a question for planning purposes?
Yeah.
If the casting time for a spell is a bonus action, does that mean I can cast 2 spells on the turn?
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. Who's after Ferris?
Bree and the ogre are tied.
And so the one that
Okay. So
got
Bree
shoved
goes
back
first.
as I was casting the Thunderwave, that's the space I'm going to occupy beside him, so he can't be flanked as well anymore.
Alrighty, sounds good.
And it's a thunder boom that can be heard 300 feet in any direction. So I'm in a cave.
Yes.
Ow! My ears.
I think we should throw the deafened out there a little bit. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Why not?
Jeez.
They can still see you.
Yep.
That sucks.
Deafened creatures can't hear and automatically fails any ability check that requires hearing.
Huh?
All right, so Bree's going to attack, or try to attack, the big ogre that's next to...
Orc.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
The big orc that's next to Thor, and she rolls a 9,
9 is not going to hit.
and she misses, and...
So then the ogre's up next.
So you're
Correct.
going to use your bone action now to hide.
Yes! Bonus action.
Uh-huh.
To disengage.
Cutting action. Hide.
Cutting action. There it is. Cutting action.
That way you can sneak attack next round.
I could take a dash, disengage, or hide action, so I'm going to hide.
Roll your stealth check.
I'm aiming there, for crying out loud.
Wow.
All right. So what you
She's
roll?
very Heidi.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 on the dice plus 7.
All right. So you get like you like meld into the
I'm, like,
wall or
disappeared.
something. Yeah, all disappeared and stuff. You said the ogre shared an initiative there,
Correct.
And who's after that? Who's
After the ogre is Sir Walter Moss.
Okay,
Gotta.
We'll do that.
So
So
low.
the ogre, being large, is able to cover ground quickly, and he heads forward, charging towards the entrance to the cave, right up to the area where the orcs and Moss and Ferris are, and he swings his club at Ferris.
Nice.
Great club. Ooh, +6 to hit, a 19 on the die. That's 25.
I can't do anything to make that miss.
So it's 2d8 plus 4. That is 7, and 8 is 15 plus 4. 19 bludgeoning damage.
Hot damn.
You guys are getting beat up.
And you hear the as he's charging at you, he says, "Mommy can't hear." And he swings his big great club at you, and thud. And Sir Walter Moss, let's finish off the first round.
I think I'm going to try to take out another one of the orcs.
Okay.
Hopefully in a way that I would be taking out one that would be granting flanking to someone else.
Okay. I like the way you put it.
Take away the advantage.
12?
12 will not hit an orc.
That sucks.
So the orcs, after only losing one of their number in the first battle and striking 2 very hard blows, seem to muster their courage as we head towards the second round. And that's where we're going to leave this one as a cliffhanger. And we'll pick up in the second round of combat when we continue in the next episode. Everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye,
guys.
See you soon.
Venus.
Spell slinging and weapon swinging, our heroes are locked in combat with the orcs at Wyvern Tor, with an ogre thrown in for good measure. Come back for Session 2 as we continue Part 3 of the Dungeons & Dragons Starter Set. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.